SoWizardPodcast.com. Welcome back to the Commute. In this episode, I want to talk about the Big Bang Theory. I understand this show is one of those things online that's really cool to hate right now for whatever reason. I'm not even really sure why. It's well written, well acted, had a lot of laughs, a lot of great pop culture references, and the characters had some serious growth. The Big Bang Theory just wrapped its 12th and final season. 12 years with the same actors, the same characters, and very few additions to the cast. None of the main actors left during the production, which is a great sign of the show, the strength of the writing and the quality of the production. And the ones who were brought in were great fits without changing it. There was no stunt casting. They weren't brought in to keep a show going that was on its way out. The celebrity cameos the show managed to pull is another testament to its quality and how wide-reaching it was. I missed a few episodes here and there over the years, but being a week-to-week sitcom, you could miss one or two and still keep going. That being said, one of the issues I have with sitcoms, one of the reasons why I can't get into so many sitcoms, is because I need that growth, I need the story to change, I need the character development. They leaned into the character relationships and they leaned into the actor's skills. The character of Sheldon Cooper, who was played by Jim Parsons, could easily have been a two-dimensional character with no real growth and just the one-trick pony that the other characters could bounce off of. He's the overly smart guy who has a hard time relating to other people below his intellect and is a little bit superior about it. Over the course of the 12 years, the character has really changed, and a lot of his personality quirks and things become obstacles he has to tackle. He's smart enough to know that he has to reason through these things and figure it out as he goes. He's able to have these interpersonal relationships, friendships, and even gets married in the course of the series because he understands that these are issues he has to tackle and tackles them in the best way he can. For a primetime sitcom, the flaws in the characters are pointed out really well without the show becoming a drama. It stayed funny the whole 12 years and it stayed true to who it was. The writing feels the same for all 12 years, which probably means there wasn't a huge turnover in the writer's room. If there was a big turnover, it's clear they got people in who respected the talent and respected the actors behind it. Having a laugh track behind a show, as I was saying, feels dated. It's kind of gone by the wayside. Shows like The Office are more popular now, where it's a dry humor, a dry delivery, and you're not prompted to laugh. There was something about the laughter that felt familiar. It brought you back to probably the 90s era sitcoms. And I know the show wasn't on in the 90s, but bringing it back to that classic sitcom, the laughter almost felt like it was part of the recipe more than something they were leaning on. When you're filming in front of a live audience, you're getting TV mixed with theater. You're waiting for the audience reaction to stop so you can get the next line out. I actually appreciate this with the actors. It's got to be a lot harder to hold on to your cadence and your rhythm when memorizing a script if you don't know exactly what the reaction's going to be and you have to plan accordingly. But I will say that the final season kept true to the show's form. It wasn't an entire season of look-backs, callbacks, and clip episodes. They kept the show going and they kept the characters moving in the right direction. They introduced new storylines, but they actually took the time to tie them up and to do something with them. This is going back to the character growth that I was just talking about that I like so much and I think is why the show worked when a lot of other shows didn't go for as long or maybe didn't work as well, or personally didn't click with me the way that this one did. As the 12th season's coming to a close, the big storylines that they introduced and the interpersonal relationships that they have a problem with, namely Sheldon and everybody else, you kind of see where they're going with it, and when it gets there, it doesn't feel like the end, but it feels like an end, which I think is really important for the show. The show ends in a way that lets you know that the characters go on. Well, thanks for taking this ride with me. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the Big Bang Theory. If you're one of those people who doesn't like the show, give me some legitimate reasons why. Don't just say because it sucks, or because nerdy isn't a punchline, or liking comic books isn't a punchline. If you've actually watched the show, you know that just liking something isn't a punchline of any of their jokes, just their jobs aren't a punchline of any of the jokes. So if you don't like the show, let me know why. Leave a note in the comments or drop us a line on social media. All of our social media accounts will be found after the show, and it can be found in the show notes. Be sure to check out So Wizard Podcast every week wherever you get your podcasts. Also be sure to check out SoWizardPodcast.com for the show, reviews, write-ups, merchandise, and more.